Dun, 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 dun,
When
dun,
was the last time you watched the first X-Files movie? I think Fight the Future, is that the first one?
hell, like, I mean, definitely more than 15 years ago.
It's a fucking fantastic movie. It's one of my comfort movies.
That's the one with the spores that pop out of people's necks, right?
No, that was I think the episode Ice or no, the episode Fire from season 1 of X-Files. No, the Fight the Future movie is the one where they have the black goo. It's like the culmination of like the first 5 seasons of X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like an alien body that's found underneath a Texas playground, and then they take the body to the CDC in Texas, and there's a bomb explosion that blows up the CDC body, and
Man, it has been forever.
it's such a good movie, but it's so prescient to our times.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like the conspiracy theories involving smallpox vaccinations and everything else like that. I'm just like, God, this is probably where our RFK probably watched this movie. He's like, this is exactly what's going on right now.
This is real.
This is real. Brainwave, what do you think? Kill off all the people on Earth. I like how RFK literally admitted to being infected with the monster from the Star Trek Next Generation season 1 finale. And
Yeah.
no one blinked an eye.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's not what I want to talk about today, Steve. I want to talk about Babylon 5.
You want to talk about Catan on the road? Oh, Babylon 5. Yes.
Babylon 5.
Babylon 5. Babylon 5.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you're watching it. I'm so happy.
I've got my episode queued up for today.
Yes, and it's a great episode too. I'm kind of sad that I'm not getting to talk to you after that episode because you're going to be like, "What the hell?"
Oh yeah, is that good? Well, okay.
I mean, it's not that good, but it's pretty damn good. It's like really gets the whole entire series, like the overarching story going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, not really, but it kind of it starts the
plants the
meta
seeds.
plot. Yeah.
All right, I'm down. I mean, I've been enjoying the show a lot so far. So,
I mean, after how many years? I mean, our listeners can tell you because of how many years I've been telling you to watch Babylon 5.
Hey, I just needed this distribution format to get me the oomph to actually really get going on it. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, it's free on YouTube for you.
It's I think it's also the once a week.
Oh yeah. Well,
It's
you can do that regardless with any streaming service. You could watch it once a week.
It's true, but it's not the same.
All right, I guess.
Like I don't like. Well, first, I don't actually think Babylon 5 is streaming anywhere.
No, I think it's on Tubi.
Isn't Tubi?
Or one of those free ones.
Yeah, I didn't think it was streaming anywhere. Because there was another time I was gonna watch it upon your goading, and I looked for it, and it was literally not on anything.
Well, yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, Babylon 5 is content unavailable on Tubi.
Oh, okay. Well, but anyway, it had been free on Tubi for a while.
I see.
Yeah, I
at the time I looked, it wasn't anywhere. So
streaming has been so bad lately that I've just taken to ripping my DVDs and just putting them on Mega and just watching them on my phone on Mega for like whatever I need to watch for my running or whatever have you, because streaming has become so fucking awful.
What do you mean by that?
By why it's awful? It's just ads everywhere. It's like I don't want, if I'm running, I don't want to run and then have my running interrupted by ads.
Yeah,
like
I avoid anything that's got ads on it.
I mean, I do too. It's like I've paid for this. Why am I getting ads? And it's not like I've paid a little bit. I've paid quite a bit for this. So don't give this to me, you know? Don't give me that, oh, we need ads to survive. It's like, no, you need ads to keep line going up. You don't need ads to survive.
That was always the bullshit line, remember? I mean, like you have to remember the time where cable television was the thing where you just have no ads. Because you paid for cable. There was no need for ads because you paid for cable.
I don't remember.
That ended pretty damn fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember that too much because, but I think by the time that we got cable, which was late '80s, early '90s, it was already full of ads.
Yeah, the original intent of cable was ad-free TV. That was
Yeah.
like that was your like, there were commercials on regular channels
And
about how like
I don't understand what advertisements think they're going to achieve with us. Like I understand like the car commercial with the toilet in the car for like Crohn's disease or whatever it is. I'm just like, I don't have this. Why are you wasting your money showing this to me?
oh yeah, no. It's just
Or like a car commercial for like what is it? Toyotathon. I'm not buying a new car based on a commercial.
but Joe, it's the Toyotathon.
Yeah. But it's a was it Epi Honda days, it's like I can't.
Yes. No, we got what is it? H Greg's Christmas in July at H Greg's.
Yeah, it's like I'm not I have never watched a commercial and ever said I need to buy this. Now I know what people are saying was like, well, the brands. It's like, yeah, but I mean, everybody knows like car brands and shit like that. I
Mhm.
couldn't tell you what any of the brands for any of that medical shit's called because I don't watch them. The only people who I honestly believe the only people who are affected by advertising at this point are either very small children or boomers.
And in fast food.
Well, I mean, I've never like
I see a
yeah,
lot of fast food ads because well, actually, I shouldn't say I see a lot of whenever I occasionally accidentally forget that YouTube embeds don't have my YouTube Premium. So when I click a YouTube link on Discord, because it doesn't go to YouTube, it plays in Discord. It doesn't have my like login credentials, so it just plays as if I was not logged into YouTube. So I always see an ad if I do that. So I try to avoid doing that because again, I hate ads. Every time I do that, it's always a fast food ad.
I mean, yeah.
And
That might
like
be targeted advertising for you though.
well, you'd think that, but that's impossible because the only reason it's playing an ad is because I'm not logged in.
I mean, but what I'm saying is that even if you're not, it's just targeting you. It knows you.
Oh,
It knows
like
you used to love fast food.
you mean like in like a cosmic way?
Oh no, I mean like in a internet is out to get us kind of way.
You think
After
that?
like
I don't know.
years and years of abuse on the internet, it's just embedded at this point.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how it would have an algo to pull from because again, it's showing me the ad because it's not using my data.
It's the internet, Steve. You're
You're saying I'm underestimating it?
yes.
Fair,
It's
fair.
smarter than you think. But yeah,
It's
Babylon
also-
5.
it's also dumber.
So tell me what are your initial thoughts on Babylon 5? I want to hear.
Well, the first episode was like really weird. Just visually.
A lot of lore dump too.
Yeah, huge lore dump. I'd actually forgotten that it was that the one of the stations had just completely vanished.
Yeah.
I was like that's pretty cool. That's a cool way to like set that up. You're like, yeah, these three totally destroyed. We don't have to do them. Yeah, this one, yeah, it's just gone. Nobody knows what happened to it. like that's great. I'm like how the fuck does a space station disappear? So I thought that was
Like
great.
Chekhov's Babylon 4.
Yes, exactly.
Except for the fact that Chekhov is in the show, but that's besides the point.
Wycliffe. Yeah, he's the psychic guy. He's got psychic powers.
Esther.
Yeah, I mean it's I'm vibing. It's building pretty well. There has not been a I will say tacitly, it's absolutely smoked the next generation in terms of having a good first season.
Oh yeah. And like people
Um,
complain about the first season too. That's the thing you got to remember.
I mean, so
It gets nothing but better.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like if people complain about this first season, the heights this show must really reach have to be absolutely insane.
I mean, that's why I've been jizzing over it for the
So yeah, so I mean I very much been liking it. I like the aliens. I like the I think my favorite thing is the anachronistic tech.
Oh yeah.
Where like you've got the fucking like space guns and they're in a goddamn space station and there's spaceships and there's a shit ton of fucking aliens everywhere and fucking Garibaldi is sitting there with his feet up on his desk reading a fucking newspaper.
Oh yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
that rules. Like that's totally awesome.
There is a lot of like 90s right before super big like tech boom technology in there.
But then again, there's also ice. Not to be confused with the shitbags in Minnesota, but ice is in Netrunner ice.
Yeah.
because they're talking about it when they're like the Garibaldi's hacking or counter hacking, and he's like yeah, because what are they intrusion counter execute? I can't remember what ICE stands for.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like yeah, I'm running this, and I was like, wait a minute, that's ICE from fucking Netrunner.
Well, it's such a great because the show came out at this beautiful period
intrusion
of the
countermeasures
90s.
electronics.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, he's like the intrusion countermeasure electronics are operating. I'm like, wait a minute, that's from fucking Cyberpunk.
Well, it's got a lot of cyberpunk elements to it.
It does. It is a very cyberpunky space show, which is interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know. You won't see it until like the end of the first season. So in a couple weeks, you're gonna be like, I get why Joe absolutely is in love with this show.
Okay, I'm done. Because I played the card game, so like there's some characters obviously like I recognize, but I don't know the characters.
Yeah.
So like I see like the Narns, like there were cards for a bunch of the Narn guys, and I'm like, oh yeah, those are the Narns. I know nothing about the Narns, just what they look like.
Oh yeah.
And this would be cool. And then of course I love Garibaldi.
R.I.P. Jerry Doyle, even though you were kind of a proto chud.
Yeah, well, proto chud is better than full chud, so he's got that going for him, which is nice.
Well, it's because he died in 2015. So
okay.
he did get the chance to go full chud.
He didn't get the chance.
No. So many of the people on that show are dead too, because Andreas Katsalas, Jerry Doyle, Richard Franklin.
I know the captain who left because of incredibly difficult mental issues.
Yeah.
I know he passed away.
Yeah. I mean, like once you like, it's like you're kind of like, oh well, yeah, he is kind of stiff in this first season. I wonder if they replaced him because of that. And it's like, no, they didn't. And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I actually like him a lot, to be honest. I think he's a really good character. I like his performance as well. I think he's a really like just solid character all around.
Yeah, and I don't want to spoil anything on that, but it's
I know he's just I just like him. I like him a lot so far. But yeah, I read that the real reason he left was because of like, incredible mental issues, and he told the showrunner, because like like him and the showrunner, I think it was Straczynski, right?
Yeah, J. Michael Straczynski.
Yeah, him and Straczynski was like, he's like, I can't do this anymore. I have to go. And he's like, and Straczynski was like, I'll never tell anyone why you needed to leave. And he's like, no, you're gonna tell everyone when I die. Yeah. he's like, when I die, you will tell. Like, if I die first, you tell everyone. And he was like, okay. And he did. He honored his wishes. But yeah, he apparently was having he was like having hallucinations. And
he was not doing well.
Yeah, he was not. And he the reason he had to keep it secret was like the combination of A, mental health shame, and B, he's like, I still need to get work. Like he's like, I can't do a show. Like I can't do like a syndicated television show, but like I still do. And he still did work afterwards. He did like, I think he had like a couple like spots,
just guest stars and shit like that.
Like on Law and Order and stuff. And he's like, because he still fucking needs money, and no one would have hired him if they had known that he couldn't stay on a show because he was having a mental breakdown constantly. I was like, damn, that's fucking crazy. Because the only reason I know that is because I had to very quickly look, because I was very confused, because I remember Boxleitner.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
where's Bruce?
Yeah, I'm like, where the fuck is Boxleitner? I'm like, my actual thought process was like, man, this dude is actually really cool, but I could have sworn this character was played by Bruce Boxleitner.
I think the biggest issue with what Straczynski did was the fact that John Sheridan and Jeffrey Sinclair have the same initials, which confused a lot of people. So yeah. So Sinclair is the first season captain, definitely, but the J, the JS did not help, and of course he had to do that because that's his own fucking initials, and he's a goober like that.
Right.
So I mean, I would do the same thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair.
Yes, but I am like, once you finish up this first season, and it doesn't matter. You're going to like, once the stuff starts getting revealed, you're gonna start texting me and being like, holy fucking shit.
I will make sure I do so.
Yeah. But anyway, welcome to Game Classy.
Hello.
Where we're going to talk about Babylon 5 from now on.
Babylon 5.
So excited.
Ooh, we can make it a Babylon 5 podcast.
Yeah, what are we going to talk about? Sky Full of Stars, the Call to Arms, the old mini game.
Yes, there we go. No, we
The
can.
Mongoose Publishing RPG with their minis.
The board game.
That's true. The card game.
Yeah, and the card game.
The 4-player card game.
And I actually wanted to mention that. So interesting thing about the Babylon 5 CCG is
which, by the way, was the best product put out for tabletop gaming for that franchise.
I would imagine it would be, because it was so the thing that was very interesting about the game. So it was around, like, it was early 90s. So it came out in 96 or 97.
Oh yeah.
It was really close to Magic, because Magic came out in 93. So like I played it for like about a year and a half. I obviously I'd say I played it, but I didn't go to tournaments or anything. But I played with
you played every card game. Let's be fair.
I did. That's actually a fact. Up to, like, I think when did I basically before I started working for Games Workshop, I had played every single TCG at least one time. And by one time I mean like an evening, not just like a single like demo game, but like I had at least played several games of every single CCG that had ever been made. But Babylon 5 was super interesting because it came out in the era of rapid TCG expansion, where like every company was trying to chase Magic the Gathering success, and like they were all dropping their version of Magic, essentially, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. But the thing that Babylon 5 had going for it, which was incredibly unique, is that, and you mentioned it, is that it was, it supported a lot of players. And you could say, well, Magic had a lot of players. The difference is Babylon 5 is a 1v1 fucking sucked. Like, a 1v1 game of the Babylon 5 card game was fucking trash. It sucked ass. But the 4 to 5 player experience, incredible. Like, unbelievably good. Like, no, like, not even kidding. Like, I'd still throw it out there as one of the best multiplayer card games ever made. Like, it's actually that good.
Yeah, and it's that was the whole hook, was that it was designed for 4 players, or they say 4 to 5, but 4 players.
Yeah, 5 is fine. Yeah, 5 is totally, there's no problem with 5. 4 was usually the tournament size.
And there's not many CCGs that work well with that many players.
No,
I can't even really think of any.
It's one of the biggest things for it is the game was very long.
Yeah, that's another thing.
A match of Babylon 5 was expected to take a couple hours.
Wow, so, I didn't know that long, but
yeah, it's literally a couple hours. So yeah, you choose your ambassador.
Yeah, you play different races. It's designed to everyone to play Earth, Minbari, Narn, and Centauri.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really, really good.
And actually, and a lot of it wasn't really designed around to beat Magic. It was designed to beat the Star Wars CCG, which came out a year or two earlier. It was super popular, but it was also super clunky.
Yes,
and I know that. I played that. That was the one I played.
Yes, yeah. The Star Wars one was clunky too. The Star Wars one had the problem of they designed the game without understanding how the game would play out. So the end state of the Star Wars Decipher game, it was a fine game, but oh my god, was it awful Star Wars. Because we've talked about it before, but like the Son of Skywalker Dagobah deck.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit on Dagobah the entire time.
And then there was you just force strain return. And then there was the Vader, like the best Vader deck was a fucking Death Star deck where all you did was put Vader on the Death Star, and you did the same thing of Son of Skywalker. You just force trained them. You didn't actually ever have conflict or fight.
That's like the word attrition still makes me shiver a little bit.
Yes, yeah, it was. Yeah, they did not. What is it? The plan for their game did not survive contact with the player base.
Now, and to be fair, Steve and I are not like saying that Babylon 5 is the most fantastic card game ever produced. It was not a great card game, but it was fun.
It was complicated as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy complicated, like definitely far too complicated. But for its time, like when it was made, like I'm saying, if you pulled it out now, like it's probably okay by current standards.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was very impressive.
Well, most players nowadays would be like, these cards don't even have any anime art on them. I'm not going to play this.
This isn't even serialized. How am I supposed to slab this and sell it on eBay?
Yes, exactly. Please.
Yeah, no, it's not about the anime art. It's about the value. Like
You're not
what is on the cards no longer matters. It's like how valuable is the card?
you're not going to see any 37-year-olds crashing into a Costco just to buy up an entire cartload of Babylon 5 cards. You mean?
No, you're not. You're not. You're also not going to see a Dwight Schrute Babylon 5 card. Please tell me you've seen that.
Yes, I have.
Okay, good. I just realized that you might not have seen it. I was like, oh wait, if you haven't, Joe needs to know.
I need to know. No, I don't. But I did like playing a Call to Arms, which was the spaceship minis game. I think it was better than Battlefleet Gothic, totally. And I think I even tried to teach you the game once. But
I think we played it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we did play it. I think it was fine.
yeah, it's just a boat game. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
It's a boat game. I don't know, man. Space games never really. I don't think I've ever played a space game and been like, man, that game fucking sucked. I think
Yeah.
space games usually just kind of like work.
The problem with space games is they don't do what you want them to do.
Yes, that is
They
true.
never do what you want them to do.
No, you're right. It's like they're always just cromulent.
And every person playing a space game says the same exact thing, which is, this would be great if we could make this 3-dimensional. Yes, everyone understands that a space game would be better if you could make it 3-dimensional, because that's what space is, and you can't achieve that on a 2-dimensional board. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I think the only way you could get close to that is if you had some sort of like a translucent acrylic top layer.
No, it's if you had a flight stick that goes up and down.
That also works.
And that's the way that most people who do those things do it, with a flight stick.
That also works. I'd go for the full translucent second table on top of your table, so you actually have just 2 zones.
I would do 3 personally, but
3
makes it too
would
difficult.
work. My concern with doing 3 is the actual physicality of handling the three
Yeah.
tables.
I mean, you'll laugh at this, but when I go to like historical gaming conventions, people usually do it with a either extendable pointer with their ships underneath it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And see, that's why I said you're gonna laugh at it. Or they will generally do it with a very long stick that they have like pre-measured marks on, and then you kind of move the plane up and down the 3 marks
Okay.
with a clamp.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, that makes sense. So like it's flying low, flying mid, flying high.
Yeah. The only like mass market game that ever quite got to the feel of real space combat was probably the Star Wars Armada game.
Mm.
People who played that really, really liked it, mainly because of the tactics of these are what my ships are going to do. And once it plays out, it's like, oh, okay. So you don't necessarily get to react in real time. You have to kind of plan your moves, and then everything kind of falls the where it goes.
Yeah, that was, believe it or not, that was the one Star Wars minis game that actually had me going like, maybe.
But the problem is once again, it was shuffled into the Star Wars IP, and the Star Wars IP is fucking miserable.
That is why
wargaming.
That is why I declined to go into Armada. Believe it or not, I just think the idea of a 2-faction game sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I like the
outside
idea...
of a card game. You can get away with that for a card game.
Yeah. Well, I like the idea of it for what is it? Shatterpoint, where you would have characters with like bodyguard units. Like
Right.
That idea worked for me.
That one's a little different though, because of what you just said. It's not exactly just like that's my light side army versus your dark side army. It's like, no, I'm bringing like Mara Jade. Like,
yeah.
Okay, like
I like how you're like, I'm bringing Mara Jade, the character they won't touch with a 10-foot pole.
Yep, I always throw out Mara Jade. I'm bringing Mara Jade, and you're bringing Mace Windu. Okay, like sure, like that's fine.
My lightsaber is purple.
My lightsaber is pink.
It's because my kyber crystal reflects my own person. Shut up.
It's because Sam Jackson wanted you to be able to see who he was in the big fight scenes.
Exactly.
And it totally works because in the distant shots, you're like, "There's Mace Windu."
There's Mace Windu.
There's Mace Windu. But you know what's funny about Shatterpoint? That was actually the name of the Mace Windu book.
Was it really?
Yep,
that's interesting.
Yeah,
not really, but I understand.
That was the only reason I like thought. I was like, oh, and that was one of the few Star Wars books I read post prequels, because I was like, you know what, I'll read a little Mace Windu story.
I love all of those Star Wars books up until the prequels came out. I read so many of them.
Yeah, their quality was kind of all over the place.
Oh, their quality is awful. But I'm speaking of books, I'll get back to Babylon 5 in just a second in my thought with that. But I'm reading the Caiaphas Cain novels, the Black Library ones. I've always slept on them. I'm like,
they're pretty good.
But they are really fun to read.
Yeah.
I kind of made it through the first book in a day because I was just like, oh, this is just fun.
Having since gone on my my Go Trick and Felix Bender, I think I forgot how much I really enjoyed just listening to like Warhammer shit. And I think what did it is the fact that like so much of the Black Library got subsumed by fucking Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not that fucking interested in the Horus Heresy. Like, I'm just not. Like, it's not like I know people are like, oh, but you know what? It's like it's not interesting to me. Like, I want to hear about other shit. Like, give me a story about like a space marine crash landing on a planet and surviving. Like, okay, cool. I'll listen to that.
Well, the Horus Heresy suffered from the fact that Games Workshop doesn't have good editors. Or they don't have appropriate book editors. If the Horus Heresy had one person in charge, like, okay, so like if they treated Horus Heresy like Marvel Comics treated Marvel Comics in the 70s and 80s, it would have worked so much better. So if they had like a Stan Lee who was in charge of the entire thing, going out there and saying, no, you can't write that in the book because it doesn't fit with this X, Y, and Z,
makes total
then
sense.
It would have worked.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Like, you can't write 55 books with not a common editor to kind of put it all into a nice linear storyline. Because otherwise it turned into what it turned into, which is a mess. It turned into an entire series where at the very end the Emperor does a Yu-Gi-Oh duel with Horus.
It's time to duel.
Steve, that's exactly what happened. And I talked about it on this cast. It is a Yu-Gi-Oh duel. They pull out cards and they literally fight with cards. Horus at one point is like demon card, demon card, demon card.
That's amazing.
It's fucking terrible. And anybody who says they like that is either a huge weeb or they just have no taste whatsoever in anything ever written. The only book they ever read was Horus Heresy books.
I mean, I will say that that's very funny. I wouldn't say that I like that.
Well, but the problem is it's funny, but you don't want it to be funny after investing time into reading the book.
Yeah, after reading all 60 or however many.
Well, not even that, but just reading the last book. It's a long fucking book. There's 3 parts to the end of the death, and the last part is so it's like so long just to read that book to get to that point, and you're like, this is it? They're Yu-Gi-Oh dueling? And then people are like, well, they didn't actually Yu-Gi-Oh duel. It's actually a visual representation because we can't visualize what the Emperor and Horus were psychically dueling. And you're like, shut the fuck up.
So they Yu-Gi-Oh dueled. you just say it again. So they Yu-Gi-Oh dueled.
The Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
The Yu-Gi-Oh duel.
It is such a fucking anti-climax.
Not so fast, Horus. What you didn't realize is I have the power of friendship on my side, and you've activated my trap card. Passionate Duelist starts playing.
Yeah, it's fucking bad.
It was all just a secret psyops advertisement for the 40K card games on the App Store.
Brought to you by Sabretooth Games,
which is unfortunately actually pretty damn fun, I must admit.
Oh, I know which game you're talking about.
Yeah, they made a 40K card game, and it has a pretty fun gimmick between ranged and melee mechanics on a mobile game. It's fun. I played it a little bit. It's definitely got some chops. It balance issues abound, of course. So there's that.
There is that. Yeah.
But overall, it was a fun little game.
Yeah. But I wanted to get back to Babylon 5 really quick. Is that a Call to Arms worked a little bit better because it was mostly I like the way that they treated it was capital ships and they treated the fighters. Mm-hmm. I think it felt really scaled appropriately. And it worked with fighters a little bit better than Battlefleet Gothic did.
Yeah, because fighters were just a little stand, right? Like a little.
Well, they were little stands, but Battlefleet Gothic fighters were essentially just missiles.
Yeah, you shot them out, and they just kind of like did their thing.
And that was kind of the way it was in Babylon 5 but not as much. Like you could actually achieve a lot by bringing fighters to the table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it suffered from a lot of issues, and there's a reason why Babylon 5 isn't really talked about anymore, and it's very hard to find streaming because it's literally just people like me keeping that flame alive.
Well, I'm enjoying it. So
Yes,
you got
and they
that.
just put out, I think, a Blu-ray set of the show.
I might pick that up. I'm actually, it's funny you said that because I'm starting to slowly consider like maybe I should get a very small physical library going again.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've done with movies that I know I want to watch over and over again.
Yeah, and it's just because there's just some shit where it's just like I don't, what is it? I mean, Babylon 5 is a good example. If I had been watching it on Tubi, I would be completely hosed right now.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, and that's why I rip my old DVDs and I keep them. If I could just throw them on my phone if I want to watch them while I'm running or something like that, or I'm on travel. So I can have access to my library when I need to.
I'm glad that the weather is slightly improving because I've been able to actually go out and start running again.
Well, yeah, and painting.
Oh yes, that is. Oh man, I'm jonesing so fucking bad, man.
I'm a little luckier because I have a garage, so I can spray in my garage. But yeah,
mine was okay, but the heating broke over the winter, so like I can't.
And you guys have a detached garage.
Yes.
Yeah, mine is attached.
Yeah, so the heater broke, so like I couldn't do any spraying. So I was like, well, that fucking sucks.
Well, I haven't done any painting in like the last 3 weeks just because of my shows, but that's different.
I did do a bunch of building though. My chariots are built completely. I have stuff that's just waiting to be primed now. I built my.
You're just waiting to roll them bones.
Yep, I got my chariots. I got my my snake riders. I got all the crew ready to go. I built my the Androsphinx or the Sphinx monster guy.
The Sphinx.
The Sphinx. Speaking of Sphinx, I actually have I have some 3D printing requests for you. So I'll message you later because I bought the Sphinx kit, and the Sphinx kit comes with the Howdah, like no matter what. So now I have like the Howdah and this crew, and like I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? Like I'd like to
Howdah.
So I was like, maybe I could just have Joe print me the actual Sphinx, and I could just stick this plastic Howdah on top of that Sphinx.
Yeah. Hey, I can probably do that. No problem.
And then I'll send you the list of what I'm looking for, and then some horse archers. But other than that, I'm just about capped off with my my Tomb King's army, which I'm very excited about. And then, no cap. And then next step is chaos.
Chouse.
Yeah, I got my Friddal the Chainmaker Marauder list with Nurgle goons.
And
then I think I told you my idea is that
I'm not allowed to say goons anymore, Steve. You know that.
No, you can't say goon singular. Goons plural is okay.
So what would be the singular of goons at this point? Would be goonie?
No. You can't say like to replace the word goon. I don't know. That's a good one, but I don't know. But my idea for my chaos list is I think I told you, but my idea for my chaos list is I want that core of Chaos Marauders and Friddal, and like that's the core of the list, and then I want to have kind of like an almost interchangeable additional slot worth of points for the various powers. So I'm going to start with Nurgle. Be like, this is the Nurgle contingent, and then Khorne, then Slaanesh, then Tzeentch, and then I'll have a versatile mix of things I can add to my Marauders, or I can be like, yep, and here's also my undivided Chaos Warrior army, where I have
I mean that's what I did. I have the undivided Chaos Warrior army with some Marauders, but I'm also currently just playing around with having a small Khorne contingent, like it's not, I shouldn't even say small, it's 2,000 points of Khorne stuff, just based on all the Age of Sigmar Khorne stuff that I had, and I'm just gonna put this into fantasy and put them all on square bases.
Yeah, no, makes sense. I mean, those minis are awesome. I love the if they weren't so cost prohibitive and the actual old world Chaos Marauders weren't so badass looking, I would tell them like, man, the not Khorne Marauders from Age of Sigmar look fucking dope.
Yeah, and also you can't take two-hand weapons with Marauders, so that's the other bad thing, but whatever. I'm just gonna put them
Oh,
out on the
really?
table. And
Hmm.
what's that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they only gets
Flails
great
or
weapons, hand
great
weapon shield, or
and
flails.
flails.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it doesn't matter. I'm not playing with these things on like any sort of tournament where anyone would give a fuck.
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's like who cares? Like that's what there was something I was thinking about too with some of my stuff, and I was like, wait, I'm just gonna be playing here or maybe with Joe, so fucking
Yeah.
it don't matter.
It don't matter.
Yeah, no, I seriously had it because, and I think I told you about that where I still have that like
Oh yeah, I do too.
official game like poison like just lodged in my brain.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's 100%. 100%. No, I got my corny stuff, so I'm all good there. And I'm kind of like jonesing to paint myself. I just have to get the effort into it after rehearsing for 5 days a week. So, which is my mistake on that one. Let's get into some news
That
though.
was my bad on that one.
My bad. Let's get into some news on some actual stuff. I did that's actually not tabletop gaming related, but I did you see the Steam release of all the classic Warhammer games?
I did. How exciting.
How exciting.
I know seriously because some of those old games were bangers, man.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, in case anyone hasn't seen on Steam, they dropped a Warhammer Classics line, which basically it looks like, from what I could tell, they got everything.
Yeah, it's almost everything. Of course you have the classic going back all the way to the beginning of Warhammer Shadow of the Horned Rat.
Yep, Shadow of the Horned Rat, which is a great game, and it still holds up.
Dark Omen.
Dark Omen is really good. The Mark of Chaos, that was the I would say like the predecessor to
Mark of Chaos. That was the
Total War.
Total War precursor. That only didn't work because your computer at the time needed like top of the line RAM.
You need I had that game and my computer was pretty good at the time and I could barely run it.
Yeah,
and
it was. That was a hard game to run.
I had a pretty damn good computer at the time, but yeah, no, that game was
And they released it for I think Xbox as well, but it was like a stripped down version.
It was released for Xbox. It was not as good overall, but it was much more playable because you put it in your system and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that worked much better.
Yeah, but yeah, actually, I'm gonna pick that one up because that one's good. The biggest flaw on that one, for the current version, is it's single player only, but but it's, I mean, the game's that's a real good one. I would say it is a much closer experience to the tabletop than Total War is.
Yeah, I mean, and plus you get one of my favorite 40K games of all time, which is Fire Warrior. Even though it's terrible, I love that game.
Yeah, Fire Warrior has not aged well, but Fire Warrior at the time it came out, you have to remember that game came out on PlayStation 2.
I know.
So
I played it at the bunker when they had it at the bunker.
I know you know, but maybe some of the listeners do not know.
They're all like, "We know, Steve."
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. That game's pretty old, but I don't know. That game's decent. I will say the slight touch up for the graphics on the Steam version looks pretty nice. They got Rights of War, which is one of my favorites, which is actually it's the Eldar game. The Eldar the turn-based tabletop game, which is actually a reskin of Panzer General.
Yes, it is.
Which is another game I really enjoyed.
Isn't that the same skin? It wasn't the Dune game basically a reskin of that?
Yes, there was a Dune reskin of Panzer General as well, but there was also a straight up Dune actual RTS.
Okay, maybe I
think
something
actually
like that.
maybe I'm wrong. I know I might be wrong on the Dune Panzer General angle, but I know for a fact there was a Dune. Dune was like arguably the first actual RTS.
Yeah.
Chaos Gate, which is a game I had when I was younger as well, and that game was so fucking hard I couldn't get past like the third stage.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of my problems with a lot of these games is that I would easily pick it up if it was in the Apple Store and I could play it on my phone. Like if they had Shadow of the Horned Rat on my phone, I would play the hell out of that. I'm just playing Sovol, but I would like Shadow of the Horned Rat can't be that hard to port to an iPhone.
I imagine it could run just fine.
Yeah, exactly. As many of these games would, which is why I think like I would, what game I would love to have on my iPhone is Battlefleet Gothic Armada.
Oh that'd be pretty cool.
I don't want to sit on my computer and play Battlefleet Gothic Armada, which is it feels like a phone game in and of itself. So why am I not able to play it on the phone?
Yeah, no, makes sense. And you got there's the various Space Hulks.
Yes, there's a lot of those.
There are.
Blood Bowl.
Underworlds is on sale for $3.
Underworlds is another phone game. Why is Underworlds not on my phone?
If you know what, Underworlds would have had a completely different
trajectory.
Trajectory. I don't think Underworlds would have failed if it had released on mobile. To be honest, because I mean,
it's a goddamn mobile game, Steve.
It really is. Like it's a perfect setup for a mobile game. Like there is no reason that it shouldn't have also been done to phones, because that game was made like really well. Like that it obviously has no support anymore because it's it didn't do well enough, and like it's really like the biggest drawback to that one is why I wouldn't. I mean, I would recommend it for $3. It's fun enough that I think you'd get enough fun out of it for $3 even now.
Well, and actually, I think you get when you actually buy it for the $3, you get all of the warbands now.
That might be possible.
I think, like, because I was looking at it and it says playable warbands. It says they were all previously DLC. It says previously DLC.
Oh yeah.
So okay, I think you get everything at this point.
Oh, then hell yeah. Then it's definitely a steal at $3. Yeah. Super recommend that.
Back when the heady days of Underworlds, the first edition of Underworlds.
Yeah, damn, that was 6 or 7 years ago.
Oh, wonderful. When was it was released in 2020. So
yes, I mean, and it didn't so Underworlds must have come out in like 2018,
something around there. Yeah.
A Talisman as well.
Oh, Talisman.
Can't forget. Although, interestingly enough, I don't. Maybe this is a controversial opinion. Maybe it's not. I don't think Talisman is a good enough game to get a video game adaptation. I think Talisman is more fun to play with people, like at the table.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think the gameplay is not strong enough to satisfy playing by yourself.
Yeah, not like Warhammer Quest.
Not like Warhammer Quest. Warhammer Quest is fun enough to play by yourself mechanically.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's Manowar Corsair. Almost forgot about that.
Oh, yar.
Gotta play the boat game.
Send them skaven to the briny deep.
It's such a bad. Did you ever play that game?
Corsair? Oh, it's bad. It's fun, but it's bad.
Oh God, it looks so bad. Like even for its time when it came out, it was awful looking.
Yeah, it did not look great. But again, like I said, it's bad, but it is fun. I don't think it's $20 fun, but it's fun.
Oh God, no, not $20 fun. Not in the least.
I don't think it's $20 fun, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's like give me. Well, I say this about any pirate game, but give me Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but with a Warhammer skin on it.
Yeah, that would work.
I mean, I think about it this way. This is the way I would design a Man of War game, Steve. This is my idea for it. You pick your captain, the race of your captain. So you could have humans, chaos, vampires. I think because you need to have the vampire count, corsairs, right? Let's say dwarf, elf, let's just say you get choice of 6. So let's just put that on there. Not dwarf. Let's not put dwarves on there. Let's put elves and elves and dark elves. Elves, okay. Dark elves, humans, skaven, vampire counts, and chaos.
You got to throw orcs on there.
Well, and not really, because stick with me on this.
Okay.
Orcs, because you got to have I think you got to have the standard good bad guys, and I think orcs are a great bad guy just to have. And same thing with dwarves. Like dwarves, because they're not really sailors. Same thing with orcs.
First expansion is dwarves and orcs.
Okay, you can do that, but they're like kind of the bad guys of the first game. But you get yours and you build out your ships with the upgrades according to your race.
Okay,
and you basically just play Black Flag, increasing your ship as you're going around, beating other ships around the Sea of Claws and stuff like that, gaining loot and doing all this other stuff. So like for the Empire, you could you can loot, or you could get upgrades from Carl Franz or whoever your electric count is. That
Summon the electric counts.
yeah, your patron of the electric counts, and you get all this fun stuff. You could buy wizards for your boats and shoot spells at enemies.
I dig it. I dig it.
That's what Man of War should be.
I'm down.
It should be really focusing on you building up your ship, fighting the crazy shit out in the open ocean and monsters and everything else.
I'm down.
Yeah.
That makes total sense to me.
And then you could play multiplayer wherever you bring your ship into a basic PvP and you float around and you get to kill people based upon what your ship is upgraded to.
You know what that's very similar to? A game that exists already. Obviously not thematically, but what you described as far as how like the game works and then playing against other people, the Mordheim Steam game.
Oh yeah, the Mordheim Steam game.
Because the Mordheim Steam game is literally that you can level your warband in single player and then you can play people in multiplayer. And the reason it works is because multiplayer is banded on basically your warband's cost. So like if your warband is super hyper leveled from single player, like your warband is worth like I don't know. It's not exactly this, but it's worth 1,500 gold. So like you're not going to go online and automatically get stomped by someone else, because like if you play against someone who has got a leveled warband, it's like you're going to play in a room where you can use a 1,500 gold warband. So like you'll know damn well that the warband is insane.
I'm waiting for them to put out a Frostgrave video game.
Just played the Mordheim one. The Mordheim one's good. It's good, and it has just the right amount of like fuck you as the player to where like you get just annoyed enough where you want to keep going. It hits that like that magic line where it's just frustrating enough where it entices you to continue rather than annoys you into quitting. Which is that's a difficult line to hit.
Yeah. I can see that.
And that's definitely got that, because man, is it, and let me tell you, it also channels the heart of Mordheim so well, because when you run up with your badass guy and you just fucking whiff 3 times and then they hit you and cripple your guy for the rest of the campaign, you're like, fuck. It's just like Mordheim.
This is just like Mordheim. I realize why I don't like it.
Yeah, like I said, Mordheim works great in a tournament campaign format. It is not a game where you're going to play the same campaign for a year, because it's going to break down very rapidly.
Yes. Also why I'm not it's also why I think Mordheim is looked upon with rose-colored glasses by many, many people like who play Games Workshop games.
I think a lot of people have, because I think a lot of those people played Mordheim, but they never actually played in a Mordheim campaign.
Yeah, but I also think a lot of people never played Mordheim. They just read the rules. Because I mean, Mordheim ended before most people who are playing Games Workshop games were even born.
Yeah, because I definitely played Mordheim a lot and campaigns a lot, because I played this is like, wow, this is really fucking
Mordheim was effectively dead in 2003.
Yeah, I had been playing it before then.
Yes. If a person was born in the year 2000, Steve, they'd be 26 years old.
True. So they've definitely not played Mordheim.
They never played Mordheim with people who played Mordheim.
Yes.
And if they did, it was of 1 or 2 games. And most people who are probably even in their 30s were too young to play Mordheim by the time it died.
No, you're probably
because I think that game came out 97, 98.
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up.
So like it came out in 98. That would still make, if you were born in 1990, which would make you 36 right now, you would have been 8 years old when it came out.
1999.
99. So there you go. I was very close. But even still, if you were born in 1990, well, you would have been 9 when that game came out. You wouldn't have really understood it, had been the money to buy the figures for it or anything else. And then, so by the time it died, you would have been, what, 12, 13?
Yeah.
It's like you didn't play Mordheim when Mordheim came out.
Yeah.
So you're looking at it with rosy-colored glasses.
I played Mordheim. The longest campaigns I played in were with my friend Chance and yet another Joe. Not any Joes that you know. Literally another Joe.
There's a lot of us.
Yeah, there are. Well, I especially for me, I have like a thing. Like it was funny. There was a game I played a long time ago, an RPG, where we made versions of ourselves for the game, and you had like a special like character thing you could make up, and mine was a background I called my friend Joe. And it was, I could at any point I could spend that for the session, and I could contact one of my friends named Joe to help the party out. So like I'm like, oh yeah, I know Joe, he's a mechanic, and we had to explain why we gave ourselves these abilities, and I listed all of the Joes that were my friends, and the DM was like, holy shit, you know a lot of Joes. I was like, I know. Anyway, yeah, so we played that. So we played a ton, and so like I know the deep flaws in the morning because we had, and the thing that was great about that is because we had a very good mix of gamer personalities in that group playing the Mordheim campaign. So we did actually have the guy that we all had to be like, look, dude, if you keep playing like this, we're kicking you out of the group. Because he was playing Skaven, and he did the, I think I've mentioned it before, but there's a Skaven
the all slave thing.
all slave list where you maximize all Skaven slaves with slings, and it's just like it is fucking miserable. It's miserable to play against. It's actually miserable to play unless you're like a deviant personality where you just like you enjoy like
a Deviant Games Workshop player.
Never. Yeah, where you enjoy the concept of ruining the game more than having a good time.
Yes.
And that, because at that point it's not even about winning. It's like it's legit. It's awful. But anyway, yeah. So we were just like, look, if you keep playing this list, like we're just gonna remove you from the campaign. And he was like, oh no, and like, yeah, like this is awful. Like it's awful. Like we don't know why you're acting. But anyway, I digress. So like I've definitely experienced the deep flaws. And then the other campaign I played was the one we did that was the staff campaign.
Yeah.
Where I used the Carnival of Chaos, and like I did not realize how fucked up the Nurgle's Rot rule was.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's really bad. And but you know where that rule isn't as bad? If you play in a tournament campaign. Because if you get fucked over by the Nurgle's Rot rule in a tournament campaign, it's like, okay, like, you know, you've only got a couple more rounds, and also it can do less damage overall because there's only so many rounds you're going to roll for it in a tournament campaign.
Yeah.
Wartime. And what I mean by a tournament campaign, in case anyone doesn't know, is not necessarily playing in a tournament, but there is a campaign format which uses the idea that it's essentially you play a very set number of rounds, and you use the campaign progression rules, but you only have, so it's 5 rounds. So you use all the rules. You still use like how much wordstone did you get? You do all the like damages, recovery, so on and so forth. But because you really restrict the amount of distance that game is going to go, it smooths over a lot of the wrinkles that Mordheim brings for 2 very long campaigns.
Yes. And also you could just play Warcry, which is a better version of that game.
That is that is what you have said. And I do believe you. But I've never played Warcry. I've never actually seen anyone play Warcry either.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because there was a thing on Reddit that I was reading where the Warcry subreddit basically put out a petition for Games Workshop to just not even like put out new Warcry stuff, just update the rules with new AOS releases. And it was like, we achieved 1,000 signatures in a week. I'm like, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Like, it's a fantastic game. The rules engine I think is so clean and crisp and fast, but yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, I mean it's because like, there's no new releases for Warcry, are there?
No, there hasn't been in a long time. The game is essentially DOA, or not DOA, but just dead.
It's a zombie game.
It's a zombie game at this point. It's very, very good, and I think it would work if Games Workshop wanted to reintroduce Mordheim, like the classic Mordheim setting in the old world with the rules for Warcry. It would work so unbelievably well because you don't have to worry about, oh, well, Steve is going to move all of his shit first and do all of his actions, then I get to do my stuff. It's like, no, it's all alternating. It's fast. It's, it goes quickly. Games can last anywhere from 15 minutes to like maybe 30 minutes. You're supposed to play 3 games a session. It works. It's a good fucking game for that.
Well, it's Pearl was saying, Pearl from the Discord, she was saying that it's funny you mentioned Warcry because she was saying the Warcry warbands are actually fucking up Age of Sigmar right now. because people like I guess they're like really oppressively overused and very strong in Age of Sigmar. So
Oh,
she's like,
yeah.
she's like, I'm sick of seeing these fucking Warcry warbands in everyone's list for Age of Sigmar. And I was like, damn, that bad, huh?
Yeah, I've actually heard that.
Yeah, I guess they're just too good compared to what you can grab from your actual list. So you're like you are at a disadvantage if you're not using them.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know that because I don't play.
Yet another shilling reason for Spearhead.
Yeah,
I tell it like I'm one of the things I'm looking forward to as well as one I'm finishing the stuff I have now before I work on it before I bother with any other new stuff because I got my I got Tomb Kings and I got the Chaos and then I want to finish my 10mm stuff which I should be able to bang out all at the same time. I'm going to try and print. I'm going to try and paint all of the 10mm stuff I have at the same time, which I'm looking forward to doing as kind of a challenge. But I want to do everything all at once. But after that, that should actually give me about the right time frame too, because it should take a while for this to work. But I'm thinking I want to do Combat Patrol for 40K.
CP.
Yeah, I want to do some
Please
CP.
stop using CP.
I want to start using
Please.
But yeah, I think
For God's sakes, Games Workshop.
I think I want to start using Combat Patrol and just get some Combat Patrol some Combat Patrol boxes because I was looking at it like the amount of Combat Patrol boxes there's a fuck ton of them. There's a lot of them, and I think that looks like to me that looks like an ideal way to play 40K. Like I like.
Hold on, just a second. Hold on, wait. Shh. Sorry, I thought I heard something. I apologize.
Oh no worries. I you got to do the thing. But yeah, I think that looks like an ideal way to play 40K to me. I like the. I don't know. I think I talked about it before, but when I was trying to design that skirmish minis game, one of the things that I wanted to do was counteract. I wanted to give people the ability to like modify their lists a bit, but also counteract, the cheese and spam. So cheese and spam. So my idea was your warband, you had 2 cores, and I didn't particularly care if one of the cores was better than the other. Like that's fine. Like you can't have a perfectly balanced game. Like, and also if your game's perfectly balanced, it fucking sucks and nobody plays it. That's an actual fact. That's not my opinion. Like that is actual fact. It's backed up by just the history of tabletop gaming. The actually super balanced games, they fucking suck and people don't play them because actually super balanced games are either boring because they're so fucking balanced, or the other X factor, they reward the better player too much. Mm-hmm. And that is an actual thing. Like, I'm not kidding. The better player, if the better player wins 95% of the time, your game will not survive. Because, and that's evidenced by there's several games that show this, but one of the biggest ones was the Versus system, which I'm sure you remember because that was the big Marvel and DC comics card game. Versus system was the first real contender against Magic the Gathering. But by that I mean there was the first other CCG that actually had events rivaling or equaling, and in a couple cases exceeding the size of Magic the Gathering events, which at the time that was like unbelievably an unbelievable achievement, like holy shit. And the reason Versus is not around anymore is because the player base crumbled, and the player base crumbled because Versus rewarded the higher skilled player about 95% of the time. So if you went to your shop and there was a guy who was just fucking cracked and super good at Versus, like you would never beat him. He would just fucking kick your ass every single time. And that gets so frustrating for people because there's not even the chance. Because that's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
A player who's worse than another player at Magic, if they win because the other guy gets mana flooded or mana screwed, they don't give a fuck. They won. They beat the store's best player. The reason doesn't matter. They won, right?
They won.
That cannot happen in a game like Versus. So anyway, I digress. Sorry, I ranted about that. But
yes.
My idea was that you have your core. So like, let's just say you have a Goblin Warband. There's the Goblin Warband, which you have the one that's the Shaman leading and the one that's the Fighter leading, and they have their specific set groups. And then the idea was that you would have a pack that you would be able to add. Like okay, you can add the Riders, and like this is the Rider pack. Like you add there, and it's so restrictive. It just makes the game a little bit more functional, and that's why I think Combat Patrol is probably much more fun because there's probably a complete like if I don't think people play it enough to have determined this, but I'm willing to bet that there's a completely unique metagame in the Combat Patrol format because you can only use what's in the Combat Patrol. So like if you're playing the Drukhari Combat Patrol, like you are using these models. You're using this specific leader. You're using the Talos and you have 2 Talos engines. So I think that having a very limited selection of troops and then troops that you have to use is more interesting to me at this point in my like gaming thing for 40K than anything else because this way I'm more interested in using what I have because I think 40K and to a greater extent, I mean Old World as well. This is this extends to all minis games, but I think the game and miniatures games in general, and this is kind of like and it's spread to all gaming, but you and I talked about it, the sweats kind of like everything has become touched by the sweat lord. I think the games are no longer important. What people do and the way they interact with the hobby and the things that they do with most is they just try to make optimal lists. They don't care about anything else. It's about making the best list.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. People just want to, and I think it goes down to a cost. I don't want to say fallacy because that's not the thing, but people want to get something that they know will win.
Yes, and they do tons of math and tons of effort and tons of work spending on like this is like don't build your skeletons with spears because hand whip and shield is better. Don't build your skeletons with sand whip and shield because spears are better. It's the better use of your points. So and it comes down to that's a better use of your dollars. So on and so forth because this is the better list. But the problem is they don't just go like what is good. They go like what is the best. Like what is the absolute best. Like I don't care. Like I'm not using any of this other stuff. And that is less interesting to me because it leads to tournaments where you see
the same thing.
A top 8 of Cathay armies and all 7 Cathay armies in the top 8 are the same fucking list, and then the one outlier list is like the one guy who like got really lucky with his like all fanatics orc and goblin army, which is made at the exact mathematical perfection of like, yep, all of my regiments of goblins are exactly 20 with no upgrades, and all 3 have 3 fanatics, except for these 2 archer ones which have 2 fanatics because mathematically they do not need 3 because if they ever get touched, it'll be because of a flying unit, and the flying unit's defenses mean that generally 2 fanatics is all you need because you really only need to connect with 1, so 2 is your backup because it's a bit random. So you get your 2, you'll guarantee to hit their flying unit with 1, and that'll take care of things. So mathematically, this is the superior option.
And that's absolutely correct. It's I think it's something that we here on this podcast, like we don't necessarily promote that you have to play something that's fun above anything else, but you should play something that you should do your research. You should find something that's at least decent to play with and fun to play with. Like don't buy something that's like awful. Just I'm
not telling you to buy a shit army because you're using garbage. Because you should use garbage instead of what's good. I'm saying like maybe like just make an army that you think looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and it works together on paper, just as like for fun.
Yeah, and that's why so circling back, Combat Patrol. It's you have to learn how to use what you have rather than try and hammer a perfect list out of thin air.
So by the way, the Fire and that Cities of Ash box set for Age of Sigmar that we talked about got released. It was 220. I think I said that was my prediction. 220.
Oh, nice.
225, I think. So,
nice.
And it's actually not too bad for the 2-player set. Like for that price, that's a little high, but the stuff in there is really nice.
That's the Spearhead box set, right?
Yeah, the Spearhead box set.
Yeah, it's just the
which is Combat Patrol for Age of Sigmar.
Yes, yeah, and same thing. And I said again, I like the idea of being like, I want to play World Eaters. So like, here's your World Eaters Combat Patrol box. Get used to and figure out how to use what you have.
Yeah,
like that, and that restriction cool. And there's also no particular arms race because I mean this was an issue for me way back when. It might be an issue for some people still now, but like I remember when I was first starting fantasy. I started with when I started actually playing fantasy, I started with the Tomb King 6th edition box set.
Yeah.
And I was playing with a couple other guys who were all starting with box sets as well. So I played against a guy who started with the Chaos box set and Beastman box set. So like everyone was like roughly on an equal playing field. But the problem is I started getting out, like almost immediately started getting outspent, and a couple of the other people in our group started getting outspent by the guy who had the most money in the group, and he was just buying the best shit. And he's just like, and suddenly like he started winning every game because he bought the spam. Like I've got 10, I don't remember what it was. It was the Chaos guy. And he's like, I bought all, he bought 2 Chaos Dragons. And then he's like, yeah, I've got 2 Chaos Dragons. And, he started just buying the absolute best shit. He ended up, his army by the end of our little like thing, his army was using almost nothing from the box set that he bought.
Well, yeah. I mean, one of the things that like, this was on Reddit the other day, and it was, someone posted it. It was about a week ago, and it was top 3 the old world lists for Battle for Green Hollow, which I guess was a local tournament that they had played in the UK.
Okay.
And the number 1 had 4 shoot as a Cathay list with 2 guys on the Longmas, just 2 balloons, by the way.
2 balloons, 2 Longmas, so you're already in cheese zone.
2 Grand Cannons, 2 units of Lancers, and a unit of Jade Warriors. Like that was it. It's like, come on. It's like boring. First off, then the Night Goblin list included like 150 Night Goblins with like 12 Fanatics. Then the Beastman list, which was even more offensive, had a 53 gore in 1 unit.
Jesus.
53. Like, come on. Like, what the fuck? That's not a fun army to play or play against. None of those armies are fun to play or play against or put together or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like you can do the block of like 150 skeletons for your Tomb Kings or your vampire accounts. You can do that.
But why?
It's awful, but you can do it.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's just, and I think looking at the comp, you and I have talked about before, but I think that all the comp rules, again, like if we ever ran a tournament, I literally think that the best way to do comp is you go like, look here, everyone, we're running a tournament in 8 months, or like some like a really distant time, right?
Yeah, you give them a run up.
Yeah, and we're like, and everyone, and here's how our comp is working. You are going to submit your lists to us now, like pre-submit your lists to us, and we're going to tell you if your list is okay or not. Simple. Yeah, like just, and so if we see the list, it's like 150 skeletons. Be like, look, this is not. No. Like this is getting a no for me. This is gonna be a no for me, dog. And here's why. I just make armies, man. Like make a fucking army. Like
make something that's looks fucking cool.
Yes, just make an army. Like that's and then it's and I get that there's the cost investment. You want to win, so you want to use the obstacles. But you know what? If everyone is bringing roughly the same kind of like, yeah, we're bringing things that look like armies out of the army. If it looks like an army that's out of the book, out of your codex, you're probably doing all right.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like if you're using an army that looks like something that's out of your specific codex that's posted from the Games Workshop pictures, you're probably doing fine. And you can use the good shit. Like there's plenty of lists that they show that have the Tomb King on Dragon in the book, and like that Tomb King on Dragon's fucking great. Super strong, like a super strong choice. 2 of them means you're a dickhead. One of them is fine. That's the difference too. So much of this is like it's the copy pastable shit that wrecks the and there's also nuanced versions of that too, because like I think you said Tomb Scorpions are takeable in a unit now.
Yeah, I think you could take up to 2 tombs or 3 tomb 6. They're not. I don't think you take them in a unit, but I think you can have up to 6 in your army.
Okay, yeah, they're unit size 1. So yeah, so Tomb Scorpions are good. I would probably be very annoyed if I saw you brought 6. But you know what? But to counteract this as well, I also think that it's okay to have tournaments that are specifically like this is I think this is maybe the thing. I think tournaments should be, there's a lot of tournaments that are focused on comp and comp rules, where what I think it should actually be is everything should just be like an expected level of like, this is the level of army you should be bringing to a standard game. And then they should have, what did they call it? There was that tournament series that they did, which was literally like bring the most busted fucking shit.
Oh God, the Iron Man.
Iron Man, yes. And then like have Iron Man. So for the dudes who want to bring, 2 Tomb Scorpion or 6 Tomb Scorpions, 2 Tomb Kings on Dragon, just like the ultimate, like I'm bringing the most broken fucking shit I can idea. If that like for the like make that a tournament, because let the guys who want to bring the broken shit play against the other guys bringing the broken shit, because that will create a fine experience for that tournament, because it's expected. You're not going to have the thing where like someone's coming to their first Warhammer tournament, they like just finished off their first 2,000 point army, and they're playing against this dude who's got 3 fucking balloons and is using every mechanic and every rule to just fuck them over, and then like they're gonna have a terrible time. Like they're gonna have a terrible time. Like so much of this is like it's like you have a fucking good time. Like, so if your idea of a good time is bringing the most busted shit, you should have a tournament for yourself as well. It should be cordoned off from what the expectation of a regular tournament is.
I've beat that horse dead on this podcast talking about the Horus Heresy tournaments at Adepticon, which were never about winning. It was about like you basically played in a campaign that was just interlinked between several different tournaments.
Yeah.
That were, and then, but none of the prizes were ever like you won the most games. Congratulations, you beat the Warhammer.
Yeah. And that's and of course that also circles back to, and
you are the Horus Heresy. It's the
this also does kind of get funneled through the way that Games Workshop tournaments do scoring, and Games Workshop tournaments, the way they score, they actually do encourage, without maybe even them realizing it, they actually do encourage you bringing the most busted list possible, because Games Workshop still has this obsession with giving more points for bigger wins.
Yeah.
So you are actually incentivized to bring the most broken fucking list possible, because you want to get that massacre bonus. You want to table the other guy, because that directly translates into a better standing in the tournament. It's I've mentioned it before, but it's the opposite of a strength of schedule, where strength of schedule was something they that's what they called it for War Machine. But it's just the standard. That's a standard thing that they have in Magic for tiebreakers. And what they call it tiebreakers in Magic. So what tiebreakers / strengths of schedule is what it does is it looks at your opponents and how good your opponents did overall through the campaign, and that kind of generates like a percentage. And what that is, that means that if I beat 3 guys, so if it's a 3-round tournament and I beat 3 guys who all lost all of their games, like or lost all the games possible. So like the first guy, he went 0-3. The second guy, he only beat his first round opponent and he lost to the other 2 guys. And then my third guy, he happened to be a 1-2 guy, or a 1-1 at the time we played, and then he lost to me again. So their records are all pretty bad. My overall tiebreakers are going to be worse, or should be worse, than someone whose opponents won all of their other games. So this guy went 3-0, his opponents all went 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, right? So his guys did as well as they possibly could. He was their only loss in the tournament. Whereas my guys lost to everyone that they played, right? My tiebreakers will be worse than his, because I had in theory, more difficult time because my opponents were better, right? And the official workshop scoring system flips that on the other end, where the more you shit stomp, so like essentially the weaker your opponents, the better your results are, which is totally fucked. Like that's not the way you should ever score a tournament.
Oh yeah, completely. I understand.
And that scores, and that leads people to building these like busted as shit armies, because you can't just play an army that you hope wins. You have to play an army that shoots for the massacre.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous on every level.
And I would take that score, and I would definitely take that scoring system out if I was hosting a tournament. It would be no, absolutely not. There's no fucking chance we're going to be doing.
But it's that's also very indicative of the way that people used to play in the early 2000s with anything. True, and I think at this point in gaming in general, there has been a major schism between people who want to play to win and the people who want to play to have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it used to be that you wanted to play to win, and that idea spun off of a lot of video games and a lot of just early 2000s competitiveness that I think a lot of people have moved past.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And again, I think that just splitting up the formats into like having an Iron Man where like this is like, hey, this is where you're gonna go. It's expected that you're gonna bring the shit that rocks. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
We're cool with that. And then it's as long as everyone's on the same page. And
But I also think that the term friendly when it comes to a tournament also has a lot of negative connotations, because I think people are like, I don't want to play a friendly. What the fuck is that?
I would say like I would call it thematic or narrative, some sort of.
That's a narrative like is much better, I think.
Yeah, I like the idea of a narrative campaign tournament, like just something like that. And again, I think that there needs to be more options for people to play because everyone is getting funneled to just this like ultra competitive cheese lord fest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I talked about it. Well, we didn't talk about it. I looked into it after we talked about Adepticon's tournament for the old world.
Yeah, they had a pretty, not super severe, but they had a pretty robust comping system.
Yeah. And looking at what they did, I have to say that most of the lists I saw didn't look too bad. There were some cheesy things done inside the limits of what they created, but it's not that bad. Most of the stuff that I saw was more like unit min-maxing and shit like that.
Yeah. And I mean, they had you could only bring a total of like 10 flying models or whatever.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
It's like most of the cheese was gone, but a lot of the still tournament things that we were just talking about are still there, like min-maxing units, big units, units with a lot of fanatics and shit like that. Like really over compensating for your army special rules.
Yeah, they did. The Orc and Goblin lists did not bring a ton of fanatics.
No, it didn't. But what I'm saying is like it's that type of list where it would be like, I'm gonna bring a block. I'm gonna bring as many minimum size units of fanatics and take as many fanatics as I can, or minimum size unit of Night Goblins and take as many fanatics as I can. Style armies.
Yeah. Nobody brought that because I don't know if I didn't actually look to see if they had specific comps to hit that type of Orc and Goblin list, but that is the winningest Orc and Goblin list you can bring is just minimum size Night Goblin units with maximum fanatics.
Yeah, which is boring as fuck to play against and annoying as fuck to play against.
Yeah, I mean, have your Night Goblins with max fanatics, but that shouldn't be your entire army.
All right. So we have been off the airwaves for a good 2 weeks at this point. Is there anything else that we need to hit that we haven't talked about? I've been looking and I don't think there's been anything big in terms of news that we've missed. Anything?
No, not really. I mean, because the biggest news was all at Adepticon, which we covered.
Yeah, and it's like
they're doing a lot. The old world was shunned at Adepticon.
Well, it's because everything's 40K at this point. Remember, Steve, it's a cool game. You're playing 40K.
Yeah. Oh, this is the minis game you're interested in? That's pretty cool. Well, anyway, here's your 40K starter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This 10mm game looks really cool. Oh, look at these rules. They're tight and they're fun and thematic. Anyway, here's your combat patrol.
Yeah, here's your combat patrol. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, that is absolutely true. The one game that I will shill over and over is Hobgoblin, and that's just a rule book. And even then, I know no one's going to play it, even though they could use what they have.
Yeah, I think that the what's it called? The that Simpsons meme I sent you, it pretty much sums it up.
Yeah,
when it comes to how minis games are working right now, or have worked for a very long time.
Yeah, it was on the front. It looks like, ooh, shiny new minis game, and then like you go to the back and there's all the like.
It's you should play this minis game. It's so much better than Warhammer. The rules are free online, and on the back it's like number of people who play it 0. Models cost more than Warhammer. Only sold by one company on the other side of the planet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here, yeah. It's number of people who play it near me is 0. Models sometimes cost more than Warhammer while being lower quality. Only sold by one company on the other side of the country. Last restock was 4 years ago. Half the models are only for 3D printing. Lore is either non-existent or a shallow copy of Warhammer, made in China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like. Exactly. And cool. Here's your combat patrol.
Yeah, I mean, one of the games I've talked about a lot and mentioned in complimentary ways many times was Conquest: The Last Argument of Kings.
Yes.
I mean, amazing miniatures. Game is really solid and very fun. The scale is huge. The figures are very big. But it's crazy expensive. Like it's very, very expensive. Like it is an alternative to Warhammer in the case that like you are still willing to spend the same amount of money that you would spend on a Warhammer army.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say though, like the miniatures are gorgeous. They're really, really
they
nice.
really are. But I also think that the minis are gorgeous because they hired very, very good professional painters for their artwork.
Yeah, and the sculpts are incredibly good too.
The sculpts are okay.
The newer ones.
Even the newer ones are okay. They benefit greatly from having really, really good painters on those armies.
Their painters definitely do kick ass.
Yeah, the sculpts are very, very good for a non-Games Workshop game. Probably some of the best ones in any alternative game that you could have for a mass battles game that's a la Warhammer. They're not great. They're good.
I don't know. I think those samurai paper guys are
very cool, but there's tons of sculptors out there doing very similar stuff for 3D printing right now.
I wonder if some of them are just the same people.
Well, I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
But as I'm saying, it's like it's nothing. They're fine sculpts.
Mhm.
My thing is that it's very, very expensive.
I do still plan. Funnily enough, I do still plan on using their minotaurs they have for their undead Greek army.
Yeah,
I still plan on using those minotaurs as bone giants. I'm just gonna
miniatures.
I'm just gonna paint them up. I'm just gonna paint them up like statues.
Yeah. Yeah. What was that game called? It's not Casus Belli.
Parabellum?
Conquest.
Yeah, Parabellum is the manufacturer.
Yes, Parabellum is the manufacturer. Yeah, I mean it's probably one of the last mass market games that you're going to be able to get in store for a fantasy army.
Yeah, and I guess it's probably well. So they have 2,000 point army bundles, which are tournament ready 2,000 points. So like they're actually like good, and they're $500.
Yeah.
So I guess in the end it's cheaper than 40K.
Yeah.
That sounds comparable / cheaper to Old World, depending on Old World has a lot more variables. But I mean, still, that ain't cheap.
No, it's not a very cheap game. I think that the reason for so my hesitation on it is that right now the shift in gaming for any fantasy style game that you are doing is shifting completely to 3D printing. Like you cannot put out a game in the game store right now and have it make anything. I don't believe you can.
I don't know. I've seen smaller for bigger scale. You're right, but I have seen.
Yes, I'm talking for like a Warhammer style game where it's large.
No, absolutely. In that case, absolutely correct.
Yes. Skirmish games 100% could still be in metal. They could still be in plastic.
Yeah, because there are actually some metal skirmish games that are popping off in pockets here and there, which are But again, that's because buying your complete faction costs like $100 or whatever.
And I'm not including historical games in this as well. I'm specifically putting fantasy sci-fi together.
We never count historical games.
Yeah, because historical games will still be in plastic. You'll still be able to buy those in the store.
Yeah, and they're also their own animal.
Yes, they are a completely different animal because the people who eventually move from fantasy sci-fi games to historical games, as all grognards eventually do, are a completely different beast.
Not me, baby. I'm fantasy till the day I die.
You have resisted historical gaming for far longer than most people.
I have no interest in historical gaming. I will never touch a historical game in my life. Not happening.
I'm not saying that you will. I am impressed that you have gone this long. Because Because at least most people I know have dipped their toe into bolt action.
See, the difference is, I think that the difference for me personally is that I think most tabletop gamers probably are a bit more ambivalent to historical games. I actively hate historical games. I actively hate them. Like, I think historical games are fucking trash. I think they're stupid. I think they're pointless. I think they're shit from a butt. I hate them, like, passionately. Like, I passionately hate historical games. So that might be the difference.
What about War Master historicals?
I'll take the rules to use for fantasy gaming. Like, that's what I'll say about that. I will take the rules. I'm less personally offended by ancient historical gaming.
Yes, because you like swords.
Yes, because I like swords, but I would still never touch one.
Yeah, you definitely would not. But
I think that might be the difference between me and like the average wargamers. I think most wargamers are probably like, they don't have strong feelings about historical games. I actually hate them.
Yes, you have strong feelings towards it.
Yes.
I think a lot of I don't whatever. I like historical gaming, but that's just me. I don't like collecting it and painting it, but I like playing it.
Yeah, I do. I also definitely cannot. I also definitely could never see myself sitting there painting a bunch of little fucking soldiers.
Yeah, that's what makes it difficult. I'm just gonna stick with painting my fantasy because I enjoy painting Warhammer Fantasy.
The only thing, and even then it's not strong enough, but the only thing that could possibly get me would be something along the lines of like Conflict, where it's like yeah, it's kind of historical, but also they got werewolves.
Oh God, that offends me. But that's for different reasons, and we've gone over that on the podcast before.
Yes.
Okay, so go to the Game Classy Facebook page is the best way to find the link to the Game Classy Discord, where we actually communicate with each other as human beings should communicate with each other with respect and dignity towards each other. You can the best way you can help out the podcast is like, comment, subscribe on the YouTubes, or like, comment, subscribe on the iTunes, or wherever you're listening to our podcast these days. We are on the YouTubes, so you can listen to us there, and for some odd reason or another, I try to get it up there, but who knows? We'll see. If you like to talk to me and Steve, you would have to do it on the Discord, because that's where we currently are at this point.
Yep, that's what we're talking. I am not on any social media platforms.
Neither am I at this point, pretty much.
Yep. I do not have any desire to
I mean, I'm
any other.
I'm on Reddit, but I don't like do too much on there.
Yeah, I mean, Reddit's a weird place right now, because like I wouldn't say I'm on Reddit, but I end up at Reddit sometimes, because when I'm looking for stuff, it's like the only place that has fucking non-AI answers anymore.
That's very true. All right, so Steve, until next time,
the truth is out there.